It was just a normal Tuesday night until the landline rang. I overheard words I was never meant to hear. "He's going to find out," my mom whispered. Since that moment, my family has never felt the same. I'm Kevin, 22 years old, and I used to think I had my life figured out. Not in some grand, world-changing way, but in the small, comforting ways that make you feel safe. Like knowing the layout of your house in the dark, or trusting that your parents are the one constant in a world that's always shifting under your feet. My parents, mom and dad, were my rock. I grew up watching them laugh over coffee in the kitchen, hold hands during Sunday movie nights, and bicker about who forgot to take out the trash. Normal stuff, you know. To me, they were the picture of a happy marriage, the kind you point to and say, "That's what I want someday." But one phone call last month changed everything. It was like someone pulled the curtain back on my life, and I realized I didn't know my parents at all. Since then, nothing in my house feels the same. It was a Tuesday night, one of those muggy July evenings where the air feels heavy and the cicadas are screaming outside. I was in my room, sprawled on my bed, scrolling through my phone, half listening to a podcast about some true crime case. My door was cracked open because Mom always nags about air circulation, even though I'm pretty sure she just likes knowing I'm not up to anything weird. Downstairs, I could hear the faint clatter of dishes. Dad was probably washing up after dinner, like he always does. Mom's voice floated up every now and then, sharp and quick, the way it gets when she's tired but trying to sound cheerful. It was all so normal, so routine, that I didn't even think twice about it. That's the thing about life, I guess. It lulls you into this false sense of security, where you think you know exactly what's going on. Then the phone rang. Not my cell, but the landline in the kitchen, the one we barely use anymore because who even calls landlines? I didn't pay much attention at first. I figured it was one of Mom's friends or maybe Aunt Linda, who's always calling to gossip about her neighbors. But then I heard Mom's voice shift. It wasn't loud or dramatic, but it was off. Like she was trying to keep her words small, contained, like she didn't want them to carry. I don't know why it caught my attention. Maybe it was the way she said, "No, not now," in this clipped, urgent tone. I paused my podcast and sat up, straining to hear without really meaning to eavesdrop. I'm not the nosy type, I swear. I don't go digging through people's stuff or listening at doors. But something about her voice made my stomach twist, like when you're about to get bad news but don't know what it is yet. I crept to the top of the stairs, my socks silent on the hardwood. The kitchen light spilled into the hallway below, and I could see Mom's shadow moving as she paced. She was whispering now, but the words were sharp, cutting through the quiet house. "I told you we can't keep doing this," she said, and my heart did this weird lurch. "Doing what?" I leaned closer, gripping the banister. "He's going to find out," she said next, and I swear I stopped breathing for a second. He. Was she talking about Dad? Me? Someone else? My mind was already racing, filling in blanks with the worst possible scenarios. I mean, what do you even think when you hear something like that? My mom, the woman who makes pancakes shaped like smiley faces and cries at sappy commercials, was hiding something. Something big. I don't know how long I stood there, frozen, listening to her side of the conversation. She said things like, "It's not fair to him, and I can't keep lying." Every word felt like a needle pricking holes in the version of my life I thought I knew. I wanted to run downstairs and demand answers, but my feet wouldn't move. I was terrified of what I'd hear if I stayed, but even more terrified of walking away and not knowing. So I stayed, my heart pounding so loud I was sure she'd hear it. Then she said something that made everything worse. "I love you, but this has to stop. I love you." Those words weren't meant for Dad. I knew it in my gut, like you know the second you step on thin ice that it's going to crack. I don't remember going back to my room. I don't remember much of anything after that, except sitting on my bed, staring at the wall, trying to make sense of it. My mom was in love with someone else. Or maybe she wasn't, but she was tangled up in something secret, something that wasn't part of the perfect marriage I'd always believed in. My parents, who I'd seen as this unshakable unit, were suddenly strangers. Was Dad in on it? Did he know? Was he the he who was going to find out, or was I? My head was spinning, and I felt sick, like I'd eaten something bad, and it was sitting heavy in my stomach. The next morning, I watched them at breakfast like I was seeing them for the first time. Dad was reading the news on his tablet, sipping his coffee, same as always. Mom was flipping pancakes, humming some old song under her breath. They looked so normal, so painfully normal, that I almost convinced myself I'd imagined the whole thing. Maybe I'd misheard. Maybe it was a work call or a friend in crisis or something totally innocent. But then Mom glanced at Dad when she thought he wasn't looking, and there was this flicker in her eyes, guilt or sadness or something I couldn't name. And Dad, he didn't look back at her the way he used to, with that goofy smile that made me roll my eyes as a kid. He just kept scrolling, like he was somewhere else entirely. Since that night, the house feels different. It's not like anything's changed on the surface. The dishes still get done, the lawn gets mowed, and Mom still nags me about leaving my shoes in the hallway. But it's like I'm living in a stage set now, where everyone's playing their part but the script's all wrong. I keep noticing things I never did before. The way Mom's smile doesn't quite reach her eyes when she talks to Dad. The way Dad stays late at work more often, or how he's quieter at dinner, like he's holding something back. I don't know if they're fighting, or if they're pretending everything's fine for my sake, or if they're both in on some secret I'm not supposed to know. All I know is that the house I grew up in, the one I thought was safe and predictable, feels like it's built on sand. I haven't said anything to them. I don't know how. What do you even say? Hey, Mom, who were you talking to on the phone? Are you cheating on Dad? Is our family a lie? Every time I try to bring it up, my throat closes up, and I end up mumbling something stupid about school or work instead. I'm scared of the answers, I think. Scared that if I pull at this thread, the whole thing will unravel, and I'll lose the parents I thought I knew. But not asking is killing me too. I lie awake at night, replaying that phone call, trying to piece together what it means. Was it a one-time thing? Has it been going on for years? Does Dad know? Is he hiding something too? The questions are like ants crawling under my skin, and I can't shake them off. I've started noticing other things, too, things that probably don't mean anything but feel like clues now. Like how Mom's been texting more, always angling her phone away when I'm around. Or how Dad's been spending more time in the garage, tinkering with his old car that hasn't run in years. Once I walked in on them talking in low voices in the living room, and they stopped the second they saw me. Mom smiled too fast, asked if I wanted leftovers, and Dad just went back to his tablet. It's like they're performing for me, and I'm the only one who doesn't know the lines. I keep thinking about my childhood, trying to figure out if I missed something. Were there signs? Were they ever as happy as I thought? I remember them dancing in the kitchen when I was a kid, laughing as Dad spun Mom around to some cheesy 80s song. I remember them sitting on the porch after I went to bed, talking in soft voices I couldn't quite hear. I thought it was love, you know, the kind of love that lasts. But now I wonder if it was something else, regret or compromise or just two people trying to keep it together for me. I don't know what's worse. Thinking they've been lying to me my whole life, or thinking they've been lying to themselves. I'm 22, and I'm supposed to be figuring out my own life, grad school, a job, maybe moving out soon. But how do you move forward when the ground you're standing on isn't what you thought? I look at my friends, the ones who post about their perfect families online, and I wonder if they're all pretending too. Maybe every family's got secrets, and I'm just late to the party. Or maybe it's just us, just my parents, and I'm stuck in this house that doesn't feel like home anymore. I keep coming back to that phone call. I want to know who was on the other end. I want to know what Mom meant when she said, "I love you." I want to know if Dad's heart is breaking or if he's got his own secrets. But most of all, I want to know how to live in this house now, with these people who aren't who I thought they were. I walk past the kitchen, and I see Mom's smile, and it's like looking at a stranger. I hear Dad's laugh, and it sounds hollow. Nothing's the same, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't even know if I should try. So that is for today's story. If you like the story, share it with others, and hit that subscribe button for this type of more stories.